why you won't find me taking most of the vitamin D that's available in the health store or on any supermarket shelf. And that is because it comes from a source. Cholecalciferol is what is vitamin D3. And then there's ergocalciferol, which is vitamin D2. And both of those are absorbed by us. We're capable of absorbing both those types. It's just that it's slower for us to absorb D2. And D3 is more easy for us to absorb. It's not necessarily more complete for us to absorb, but it's easier for us and faster for us. So for many people, they'll be going for D3. D2 is a great source for vegans and vegetarians because it comes from mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are particularly rich in vitamin D2. Other mushrooms are a great source for D2. So D2, slower to absorb, but a great choice. So it could be something that you're having throughout the winter, for instance. You shouldn't really need it in the summer when we've got sun exposure, which is my favourite source of vitamin D. And, you know, if I can spend time outside enjoying the sunshine, not for hours and hours and hours and baking myself silly, but just making sure I move around in the sun, that I get time out in light, you know, every day. So that's useful to us for many, many reasons. You know, an indoor light, for instance, is a tiny fraction of outdoor light in terms of its benefits. So outdoor light is so much more beneficial. And of course, we just shouldn't spend all our time in a cave. We shouldn't spend all our time in an editing suite or in front of Zoom. So outdoor light for your vitamin D, depending on where you live in the world, you might need to spend more time outdoors in the northern hemispheres, particularly if you've got a darker skin. You know, so these are things that we need to research a bit about. You know, I would say that for most people, 20 minutes outdoors in daylight is an absolute essential, is the absolute minimum. And if you're not getting that, if you're not getting light in your eyes, for instance, you know, I wear contact lenses, so I like to spend time without my contact lenses in to get daylight into my eyes. So we need to, you know, be careful. There's studies that show that, you know, not allowing light into your eyes, for instance, predisposes us to diabetes, blood sugar imbalances. So yeah, natural light, time outside, sunlight, really important for all sorts of reasons, and not least getting vitamin D in and making that transposition from the vitamin D to strong bones, to strong calcium metabolism. So I like to get my vitamin D either as D2 from shiitake mushrooms and mushroom supplements like this, or algae. Algae and lichen are both sources of D3, that easier to assimilate form of vitamin D. And lichen and algae are very concentrated nutrients. So algae is from the sea, from the marine world, and lichen, algae is just seaweeds, different types of seaweeds, and lichen is more from, you know, the extreme north or the extreme south, but particularly the extreme north of the world. And that is rich in vitamin D3. So not surprisingly, in these less light areas of the world, the sea, and these extremely cold places, there are food sources for vitamin D3. And another source, crack cell chlorella, again, an algae, really, a small nutrient dense, and I've mentioned this in a few places. Crack cell chlorella is rich in the B vitamins, vitamin C, and it does have some vitamin D and A in it as well. So the green superfoods, eat up your greens, can be a source of vitamin D for us as well. So the reason I'm doing this as well is because, you know, for vegans and vegetarians, it is harder to get vitamin D from our food sources. It's a fat soluble vitamin, so it's a different type of vitamin for us. And then this is quite a good company, Dr. Vegan, that is a vegan company that has a good D3 as well. So if you're interested in getting discount on supplements, drop me a line below and I can give you a code for that. if you're interested in these particular superfoods, no fillers, no binders, etc., and a really great source of Craxel chlorella, then drop me a line below and I'll share a link for those. There you go, vitamin D. I'm off out to enjoy the sunshine.